in Chinatown. Hello everyone, Ryan here, and it's time for a review of this new Woods album titled Love is Love. Woods started out as a psych folky band, and their album Songs of Shame is an album I still think is pretty damn good, but in recent years they've changed their style a bit to a bit more poppier and funkier and added a bit more instrumentation. And last year's album I thought was pretty good as well. Still think Creature Comforts is a great song. But this new album, however, not really that great at all. First of all, there's this Love is Love sort of theme going on, which crops up 3 times on this album, and it's in the opening track. It really goes overboard in this track with the Love is Love line, and then the closing track, which is basically the same song but it's slightly different. The only real main difference to me is that the opening track has got this cheesy instrumental and the closing track isn't quite as cheesy, but both songs are still very repetitive and I'm not really too keen on either. This Love is Love line that they keep going on about crops up on the second track again, Bleeding Blue, except this time it's not as overdone, but it's still there, and there's also this extended outro with these horns, and it goes on for over a minute and a half, and it just shouldn't have gone on that long at all. And while I'm on the horns crop up so much on this album, it just gets a little bit ridiculous. I mean, I'm usually a fan of horns, don't get me wrong, they are a good addition to songs, but this much on an album isn't that creative, or it doesn't really differ from each track. It just goes on a bit too much, and they should have just thought of new ideas, to be honest. But I suppose on Hit That Drum they do go for a different style of sound. It is a bit more shoegazy. However, this isn't fitting for Woods' sound at all, and it really doesn't fit in with the album. But it's just a really uninteresting track. It's uninspired. Yeah, I don't think Woods should go in this direction in the future. Another thing that Woods shouldn't do anytime soon is 11-minute tracks. Now, I'm fine with long tracks. Long songs usually interest me. I'm usually like, ooh, this could be great if they change things up and do so many different things within the 10 minutes that they're doing something. However, Woods do not. This is just an instrumental song. The horns again, they're all over the place. It's just this repeated horn loop over and over again. It pretty much gets boring after about 3 minutes, and yeah, I just don't think this is in Woods' style at all. So to sum up, when they're not being cheesy as hell, they're either being overly repetitive, they're doing ideas that don't best suit the band, or the vocals are just so irritating that I can barely listen to the entire song. It's a shame, really. I do usually like Woods, but this one is a massive letdown, unfortunately. I was hoping that I wasn't going to be so negative, but what can I say? This just isn't a very good album at all. If you like this review, though, make sure you subscribe. There'll be more reviews soon, and make sure you have a good day. Say that love is love.